5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync. Hey everybody, and welcome to the TTV BrickFeed podcast. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
And I'm Ven.
And this is BrickFeed episode 30.
How's everybody doing?
Great. I think we're going to have to start asking AT to edit out those early Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I was already going to do that. I was going to draw attention to it.
We're
come
done.
on.
No.
If you're going to say it after.
Yeah.
No, that's
not
stupid, man. You guys don't tell that to
then
VAR.
you have free reign.
We do.
No,
We
you
tell
don't.
them that all the time.
Nope. And you never edit it out.
Listen to last week.
Yeah, whatever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you weren't on last week's. How would you know? Exactly.
How's everybody's?
You're right. You know what I was doing instead? Recording a Mega Blocks podcast. That's so much better.
Block feed.
The block feed.
The block feed.
I'd watch it.
Would you really? Do you
Yeah,
actually watch all the videos that come out for the channel, Meso?
I do.
You
The
do?
only one I haven't watched is the Undertale Let's Play, admittedly.
No, fair enough. That's
Undertale.
I mean,
But-
it's kind of long.
It's very
It's
long.
a little long. And I mean, like, some people, you know, it's easier when you don't hear Var and Purple talk, like, every day, too.
Yeah.
New,
Their
novel
constant
thing.
banter.
Yeah, after a while, it's like, oh, hey.
For anyone wondering, that's exactly how they are outside
It's not an
of it.
act.
It's not
It's
an act.
not an act. They are literally like that all the time.
Yeah, they're actually annoying. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So, I don't know if a lot of people do know this. We are actively on calls, like, pretty much from, like, entire evening. I'd say about, like, you know, I feel like some people, like, don't know how much time we spend around each other. We spend a lot of time. A lot of
There
our
are days
downtime
when
is
we
like,
don't have a call, and those days are the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Basically, it's normal for there to be an hour-long call. Just people just hang out.
sleep
and
schedules just disappear the moment you get involved with our group. You're
Not
you're
even
done.
just an hour.
Poor
Yeah,
Flef.
exactly. Multi-hour calls like that span all evening. Viper especially. Fwef.
Oh,
There you
Flef
go.
is just like,
Done.
there's a reason she's like almost never on this podcast, and that is because we keep her up until like 4 or 5 in the morning. Sometimes
Basically,
we
it's
used to.
pretty
Recently, she's like, all right, I need to get my life in order, and she's been doing work and school and all that great stuff. So
Yeah.
So we never see her.
we just never
Honestly,
see her
yeah,
anymore.
It's very rare.
It just
Yeah.
goes to show
We
you
don't
do a
talk
lot
anymore.
better outside of the calls with us.
Honestly, yeah. Everybody that wants to join TTV, your life will get destroyed if you do.
Right? Nah, it's totally not worth it. Don't ever do it. Hashtag.
Never
Unless
do
you're a
it.
super witty, funny, intelligent individual that has a new, insightful viewpoint, then in that case, ruin your life. Come here.
Yeah,
Join
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Join
Send
us.
you can always apply. We have an application on our website.
Yeah,
So you can
there you go.
you can always just send like a video of you doing something. We'll review it. You know, it's like
Just do it.
just
go,
no one
go
has,
to our,
so
go to our
there you
front
go.
page, go all the way down to the bottom. It's the 3-letter word jobs, and then apply. Follow
Right.
the
You know, like
instructions.
Steve. Right, exactly.
Hey guys, this
Speaking
is
of
Lego
which, hold up.
podcast,
Before we
right?
get too far into this, I do want to kind of state that this podcast is brought to you by the TTV message boards and our Patreon. And
Our
we'll talk about more of
sponsors.
that later on.
Great.
This podcast is brought to you by Kellogg's.
And viewers like you, thank you.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well,
It's
You guys-
great.
did you guys buy any Lego sets this week?
Aha,
I'm
did.
done.
I honestly have not bought food this week, so
Oh,
no Lego either.
Well, sucker, I bought
breakfast
food
is the most
and
important
Lego.
meal of the day.
I tried.
You bought Frosted Flakes.
Yep, totally not sponsored.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes that Ven will leave out on the table.
Oh,
You mean you will leave out on the table?
I mean, you
Mr.
leave out on
Oh,
the table.
Well, I'm lactose intolerant, but I'll still drink milk anyway.
I drank one glass of milk that Messer gave to me. You left
And then
a
you
bowl
left
made
it
for
on the
yourself.
table, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yep,
You're
you
the
did.
reason we had flies with your stupid chicken nuggets left on the floor.
What?
Chicken nuggets! I
You
remember the
bought
nuggets!
an entire
Oh yeah,
double-sized
because you
container
guys
of chicken
wouldn't
nuggets.
eat them.
We
I
didn't
bought
want
those
them.
nuggets
we were,
for you guys, and no one touched
We didn't.
them.
I
because
made this
nobody
for
wanted
you.
them.
you bought.
We all said
so
no.
many
We
nuggets.
don't want any extra chicken
I
nuggets.
bought
we don't
those
want
for
any.
you. That's
You
not my
bought-
fault. That's not my fault.
Yes, it is.
I
Yes,
bought
it
them
is.
for you guys. You guys
That doesn't
bought
matter.
it.
them,
You
then
bought
suddenly
something
changed your
for us
mind.
we didn't want, and then
Yeah.
acted
No,
as though-
you wanted it.
No, we didn't.
Somebody said they wanted it.
I couldn't.
I
pick
left
Somebody
those
else
glasses
was like,
of milk
dude, I'd be
out
down
for
for
you.
nuggets.
You know what? Somebody did want the chicken nuggets. You did. So you
No,
were the only one that ate them.
No. I ate some, and then I was like, all right, whoever else wanted those chicken nuggets, here you go.
No one else did.
Guys, we
Someone
have
else
another
did.
podcast. It comes out Mondays. It's a great podcast called the TTV Podcast. You can hash this out there.
I
for,
will.
like, all your milk-related news and
Totally.
discussion.
I'll
But,
hash this out with you then, you walnut.
Yeah, okay.
Eljay, what is the Lego set that you happen to buy?
Okay, so I got a couple of them.
Does it have to do with milk?
You're milking this, aren't you?
And
So-
you're spilling it.
So first of all, some older stuff. I made a bunch of Bricklink orders this week for a review I need to do next year. It's a recent review. I'm building a gill from Bionicle. That's a polybag that came out in Europe. And along with that, I also got a couple of other Lego sets, system Lego sets that haven't arrived and that I don't remember the names of. I did get Nex from the Breakout Wave of Hero Factory, which is an older construction theme that came out in between Bionicle generations. I also ended up getting the Gremlins Lego Dimension Pack, along with the Green Arrow minifigure that had only previously come out for like New York Comic Con of this year.
Wow, that's actually a lot of
Interesting.
stuff.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Very nice. Well,
And then
Wow.
I'll have something else for next week that I don't remember
I
the name
got something too, but it was just one singular piece. I got the completed Mask of Time from Shapeways. From
Yeah.
shout
Did you
out.
get it?
Let's do the 3D Forge. No, but I bought it.
Okay, you bought it. Okay. I got something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I have literally no idea what it is. Here's the thing. I got a text message today. I said, okay, cool. What is it? It says, DHL, tried to deliver a package to the university today and they couldn't. I was like, deliver what package? I haven't ordered anything like in forever. And I look and it said like track your package. I said, okay, I'm going to track and see what it is. And it is a package. No detail on how big it is. All it says is that the sender is Lego Systems in Denmark.
Well,
So
I
not
was like,
only-
whoa.
You better hope that's not confidential.
Yeah, it's
It'll take
not
another time
confidential.
this comes out.
It's like
to
by
get it out of his.
I don't think it's like review copies, but if it is, surprise, we get review copies.
I
If
hope
not,
so.
then yeah.
We'll
if
see.
not, then it's like this is all. Not a lot of people realize how the thing works. Basically, it's just all up to Lego. I don't do anything
Yeah,
about
Lego
it.
has final call.
I have not requested any review copies either. So that's why I'm like I have no idea what this is. There is rumors of the Lego employee Christmas gift going out, but I'm not a Lego employee, so I have no idea.
Really
Long story
shocking news.
short, Lego might have mistakenly sent me something in the mail. And I don't know what it is.
Okay,
I
guys.
have no
so,
idea.
Yeah, you're gonna do an unboxing video like all those
I'm gonna-
popular YouTubers do. It's like, all right,
I
guys.
actually might.
Oh my goodness! It's the deed to the company.
What?
Oh my gosh, guys. It's the official Makuta set.
No, shut up.
Oh
The
wait, no.
only one.
Okay, hold on. Best case scenario, because it's no
Best case scenario.
secret that
Right.
Var won the Makuta building contest. He was one of the random
Right.
picks. What if they
Building?
accidentally sent you his art book?
Oh my. That would be so. No, here's what I would do. I'd be like, "Whoa, Var, I got your art book." He'd be like, "Yeah." It's like, "No, I'll send it to you about like maybe 3 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll get it then, huh?"
guys
Did
got
he
it.
ever
Like you
send
go
you the
over to his
pieces?
house to do reviews. You make a trade.
Yeah.
All right, you give me the
Like,
art
oh.
book. I'll give you your
Like,
pieces.
I mean, like, really, Var's kept my pieces for. I hope it is his art book, because then I can be like, "Hey, man, so now you know what it's gonna be like
never
to
sent
wait
you the pieces,
2
did he?
years." Listen, my pieces have not been with me for the entirety of Bionicle Generation 2. Bionicle Generation 2 started after I went to the launch party, so I've had them before like Bionicle came out. Bionicle came out, Bionicle got canceled, I still don't have my pieces. I have not touched those pieces in the entirety of Bionicle's lifespan. So, there you go. That's how long that's
Hilarious
been.
so much.
That's awesome.
Man, I'm
That's so
Well,
bad.
I'm looking
But
forward
yeah,
to
so-
learning what the package.
I'm looking forward to learning what it is too. If it's something that we're like allowed to share, we'll share. I mean, we will be allowed to share it at some point. I'm just like, there'll be a date, possibly. That's the only restriction that'll be on it.
We'll
if there
see.
is, I don't know what it is. That's the thing. I did not request anything. There's not like I'm shrugging right here. I have no idea. So
I don't know,
I'm kind of
man.
excited.
What if it's just
Maybe
some,
something
Christmas
lame.
gift? All
Yeah, maybe it's just like an envelope with like a card that says, "Hey, congratulations, you're a recognized LEGO fan," and it's just like a
That's
letter or
probably what it
something.
is.
But
Either way,
so I have no idea. So
Either way,
fingers
that's awesome.
crossed. Anyhow,
Yeah,
anyone have anything else?
I don't have anything to add.
We're good?
because I haven't got my stuff yet.
Let's talk about these
Yeah,
sets.
I
Then.
haven't
Let's talk
bought
about like
anything in a while. I'm done. After what was it? The NRG Dragon? I think that was the last
Yeah.
one. I
NRG
think
Dragon's the
after
last thing I
that, I
bought
was
too.
like, no more Lego for a while. I'm done. I've spent too much money this year on Lego. I'm gonna take a break.
I've got to like rein in my budget. Yeah, college is expensive. So we got a lot of like sets revealed this week. Sets that like were supposed to be coming out that we finally found like, kind of high quality sales versions and pictures of them. So no leak stuff.
It's basically just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff from a bunch of different
Right.
themes.
Here and there, a lot of the licensed stuff really came out, and I think some next to net stuff. So first off, let's talk about the Star Wars sets. We got
Bring
some
it.
Star Wars sets here, and I'm bringing up the link right now. Does anyone know the prices for these sets? Were those like ever
Not yet.
released?
No,
No?
at least
I
I
don't
didn't
believe
find
that's
them.
public knowledge.
They
Yeah.
seem like smaller sets, like in the $30 range, I would say.
I was
But
gonna
they
guess
do
30s.
they do have like quite a few minifigures,
Okay,
and like
I-
high profile licensed ones.
I like these sets. I like them. Like, obviously, they're rehashes, but, they're iconic scenes. I do like them. I have an issue with them. My issue is that they partially invalidate some good points that had been made about the new Death Star. And that is, you get new hair pieces for Luke and Han Solo. You also have new minifigures for them, and they're really good. That's one of the pros to getting that set. They're
And
exclusive.
now you can get them
well, now they
elsewhere.
aren't. And
so
you
happy.
can just get, these are almost exact replicas. Han Solo, not so much. Definitely Luke Skywalker, I would say now, not actually having representation in front of me. You don't need to get the Death Star to get these really good hair pieces and minifigures anymore. Completely invalidates it in my eyes.
Yeah.
I just feel like the sets that they're very good representations of the moments in Star Wars, but they also, I feel, for their size, feature a great amount of minifigures.
That's what I'm
getting
kind of wondering.
Ben Kenobi, new Luke, and C-3PO in a set with only like 150 pieces, which means it has to be cheap. Like, that's good. Getting Boba Fett, Han Solo, and Chewbacca in a set that has to be like less than $30 or around $30, that's also very good. It's
Well,
like,
So the thing that's kind of like getting me here, especially with the Luke Landspeeder set, I'm assuming that's going to be about $20
I'd wait.
around that. I think that's a good sized $20 set.
Considering
It has
the piece count,
150
yeah.
pieces. Yeah, 150 pieces.
Yeah.
It's more
And
than
four
likely going to be
minifigures.
20.
Right. So it's going to be around $20. I feel like for the amount, I mean, honestly speaking, even though the set is smaller, generally, than like the $20 sets we have gotten in the past, I feel for Luke's Landspeeder especially, I feel like the minifigures make up for it. I personally buy a lot of sets or for the minifigures more than the builds
Right.
sometimes, especially for licensed stuff because I
Yeah,
like
of course.
like the minifigures.
That's how it goes.
So, to me, that is basically a steal. Because I get Obi-Wan, I get Luke, I get C-3PO, and the other one too. The only thing is that, like, I really do want to have the Han Solo minifigure from Death Star. And I feel like this, even if you get the hairpiece, you don't really get, like, the full minifigure.
Yeah.
It's interesting that they're doing the Sarlacc pit again, because
Yeah.
I think we just recently got a set dedicated to that.
Well,
What was it,
the
a
thing
few
is,
years
is
ago?
this the Sarlacc pit?
It is a Sarlacc pit, yeah.
It's
It
meant
is?
to represent that, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
from episode 6. That's why Boba Fett's, like,
I
flying.
know, but like, weren't they on a different ship? And was Chewie all cuffed up?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't seen the movie in a
I ain't
while.
a Star Wars aficionado. I don't know either.
No, I mean, they were in the skiff,
Totally.
like, they're in the skiff, remember? And Luke's there, and Luke jumps off, and R2-D2 shoots him the lightsaber, and he, like, starts
No,
running.
here's
Yeah.
here's the set I was talking about. I just linked it in the chat so you guys can take a look.
Yeah. The much
that
better.
came out. I don't know when actually.
Wait,
Man, it was a little recent. Jeez, when was it?
I'm looking at that. I mean, like, I feel like this set is a better version of that set, easily.
I
This
think the
new one.
Sarlacc is, but I don't know about the skiff.
I feel like you could put the two sets together and get the full scene.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with Luke and the other two people, and then this set with Han and Chewie and Boba, and then the better Sarlacc in the new set. Or the old
Okay,
set, I don't know.
It
You
looks
know-
like
hold up.
this one may have been around like 2012. So 4 years ago, 4
Makes
years
sense.
later, and then we already got a remake.
That's Star Wars for you.
It's such a weird thing to remake. This is not, and that said, was still wasn't the first time that we got that. It was also in the original Jabba's Sail Barge set.
Yeah.
I know
I'm
that
looking
because
like-
I got it when I was younger.
Looking back at like what the actual thing is, the image that I just posted for a screen grab from episode 6, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say that the old Desert Skiff is better than this current one.
I'd say the front looks better. The back
front
on the new
definitely
one
looks
looks
better.
more accurate, but the
Yeah,
front on
okay.
the old
No, I'll
one
give you
looks
that.
better.
Yeah.
If you mash the two together, I feel like you'll be golden. And what is this now? Java's Sail Barge? Is another
this
one?
is Jabba's
That's an
Sail Barge.
ancient. Okay, I gotta say, while these re-releases are a little bit obnoxious to us who have been around a while, the minifigure quality is just so much better.
It's so much
Like, you
better.
look
Look
at
at
that.
Boba Fett on that old
Look
one.
at that Boba Fett. And then look at the one we have now. Oh
Boba Fett.
my gosh.
Yeah. Look at, I mean, like, if
I
you
mean,
look
to be
at the...
fair, I loved the old Boba Fett. I still kind of do. I don't know if I
It gets
prefer
better,
it over
though.
the new one, but I still really
no way,
like it
man.
a lot.
That, I mean, like, I understand nostalgia, you know, like, cool.
It's not
I
just
understand that you
nostalgia. I
value
just think it's a nice little simple minifigure representation of Boba Fett. I don't like that they're trying to do everything too like super accurate, like with the the Tusken Raider with that custom head mold.
completely disagree. I
not
completely
feeling
disagree.
that.
I feel like that is the best thing that Lego has done going forward with the minifigures, because we already have, if we're going to get re-releases of the same characters over and over and over again, I want to see better versions of these. Like,
Well,
I feel the same
don't
thing
really
with
like
Batman.
the idea of re-releases. So
Sure, but I mean, like, we've gotten so many versions of Batman. Right now, we are getting, like, they're finally pushing, like, the belt. The belt is a new piece that's going to be coming with the Lego Batman sets next year.
right,
And I feel like
that's
is
cool and all, but it's not
Right.
like they say just made a custom head mold for Batman instead of just giving him a typical minifigure head and the
I see where
I
you're
mean,
coming
like,
from.
I mean, like, okay, if you
I
look at the new
understand.
Boba Fett, the printing on the legs and the chest.
No,
is,
the new Boba Fett's fine. I'm saying it. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything, or that I actually do prefer the old one over it. I'm just saying that I still hold the old one in high regard.
I get you.
All right.
I think it does
Fair
deserve
enough.
to be respected for the legacy.
I don't think
purposes
you're
and
allowed
stuff.
to do that. I need to challenge that, Ven. How
Oh,
dare
yeah?
you like it
Oh,
if
yeah?
it's old?
Yeah,
Man,
punk.
You suck.
You want to settle
You
this?
suck, man.
Let's
All
settle it.
right, 1v1 me IRL, punk.
Let's go. A loser gets milk boarded.
Ooh, okay.
Whoa.
I'll make sure you
I don't
lose
know. I don't think that's legal here.
That's the title. Milk
See,
boarded.
That's funny because if you lose, you probably actually die from that, Mr. Lactose
No.
Intolerant.
No, I'm not gonna die. Milk isn't gonna kill me.
No, it's just gonna rupture your insides. And then
We're
from
moving
that,
on. Moving on. There's another
Then
set.
from
we're
that,
set.
Set
you'll-
build up and then kind of like explode.
There's another set that got
Yeah,
revealed
the
for
A-Wing
Star Wars.
Starfighter?
A-Wing. Okay, this is interesting.
Lame.
Okay.
Okay,
what?
that is a one-pilot aircraft, but we're getting 3 minifigures. One of which is Lando Calrissian.
Like Lando, I love how Lando, the named famous movie character, is not on the box. He's in terms of like he's on the box like at the bottom, but he's not piloting the A-wing. That
Yeah.
is A-wing pilot. You know,
Yeah,
the famous
exactly.
character from Star Wars, A-wing
that's,
pilot.
that's kind of an interesting thing I saw from one of the other new sets we saw. Ben Kenobi is turned around. You don't actually see any good part of the minifigure. You just see his back.
Dude,
That's
I
weird.
am getting
It-
so
it looks
tired
like
of the
it's a
A-Wings.
really preliminary image.
Yeah, no, the
Why?
A-wing is one of those.
Where do
Sets
those
that, like-
other 2 minifigures go?
I don't know.
Do they
It's like
just
that's.
stand on the
I'm
ground?
reminded of the Lego Batman trailer where it's like, why did you only build one seat? Well, because I only have one butt.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts. That was funny.
And like, look at it now. It's a one-man ship that has 3 minifigures. One of which is a very famous movie character that I guess is just like
And this is the new one,
watching
isn't
it
it?
fly from the ground. This is
This
What
is
do you mean?
what's his name? Donald Glover?
oh
This is his variant.
No, I don't believe
Well,
so.
The reason I'm asking is because it has the Rogue One banner.
I think that's just for
Yeah,
the wave.
but that's he's only acting in the Han Solo like movie, the Han Solo
I see
prequel.
what you're getting at, but
here's
it's
the thing,
just
remember,
the kind of thing where
Rogue
the wave
One
comes out around the time, so they market it with the image.
Rogue One
Right, yeah.
ends
That's what I
literally
think, too.
right before episode 4. So there's no reason that Lando Calrissian would look super young as Donald Glover and then be like super old one movie later. You know what I'm saying? Rogue One is not a super prequel. The ending of that movie is going to be Princess. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but like the plans are the ones that Princess Leia is carrying and running away from the giant the Star Destroyer.
Oh.
I nearly said Death Star. But yeah, so
That being
very
said,
very
it's not
close to
unheard
episode
of for
4.
like going to do indirect tie-ins. And
No,
everything,
absolutely
and
not.
stuff.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we
It's
haven't gotten a
early
picture of
for
him or
Han.
anything. So
But
I mean,
yeah.
he was
This
just
is really
announced.
interesting.
He was announced after this set would have been in production, though.
That's
True
a good point.
facts.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He was announced as
Yeah.
an actor in that movie.
Yeah.
Way after. So
Okay.
Totally true.
In that case, well, ideally, like in an ideal situation, we'll have him like in a future Lego set.
That'd be awesome.
no, we will definitely have any of the Star Wars tie-ins as Lego sets.
Totally.
There's
I'm
no
down
way
for
Lego's gonna
that.
be like, no, a Star Wars movie. We're going to sit this one out. We're not going to make anything for this one. I think there's enough.
Yeah, you know what? 2020 comes around, we're not going to renew that license.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
always
It's
get
like, nah,
worried like
Star
they're
Wars.
actually going to let it die.
Are
No,
you
they-
serious?
Yeah. People do.
It's- I mean, I could see it way back in like 2010, 2011 when they finished all the movies and they weren't making any more, and Lucasfilm was just kind of doing shrug. I don't really know, and people were like,
I
well,
love
maybe
that movie.
I know. If they don't do any more movies, and now that Disney's behind it and Disney's pumping out movies every year, there's no way they're gonna let Star Wars die. There's
wonder.
absolutely no way.
I know this isn't like
no
a
more
Star
sets
Wars
to
podcast.
make stuff
This is,
from.
this is a Lego podcast, but I gotta raise the question here. 'cause
Go for
it's applicable. Will there ever be Star Wars fatigue to where it will end again in permanent life? Do you think that's gonna happen?
Well, people talk about superhero fatigue all the time. They're like, superhero movies are going to come to a close. And we have like superhero sets we're going to talk about. I feel like one thing you never hear about is spy fatigue. Like, spy movies were a big trend at one point, but even after that, there's still several, like, spy movies released a year. Like, last year, there's like 5, 6 spy movies. There's like, that
Totally
came
true.
out very recently. Kingsman is a big one that came out. There's still James Bonds. There's still Jason Bournes. There's like Point Break was on. Like, the concept of a spy movie, which you would think should have run its course by now, is still going on and on and on and on.
It's because
And
it's
tons
been
of movies have been
elevated
made.
from a franchise to a genre.
Right. I
Basically
feel
what
like
it is.
superhero movies are a genre. Sci-fi movies are still a genre. Star Wars fatigue may happen. They might be like too much Star Wars too soon. But I don't think it will if they treat the franchise right. In the sense that if they build a cinematic universe around Star Wars, which it looks like what they're doing, then it'll be like just different types of sci-fi movies all around the world with like,
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll happen. It might though. We don't know. Cinematic universes are a new thing. They just now
That's
happen.
true.
We've only seen one really done all the way, and that's Marvel. So
what are you
I don't
talking
know.
about? The DC cinematic universe.
Well, I mean, like
You mean
the
the
DC cinematic
DC
universe is yet to
extended
still come
universe.
together.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, dude.
Extended universe. Come on.
All right.
Anyhow,
That's
yeah, that's a
Star
good
Wars.
good question, but I feel like that's probably answered.
Let's talk about the next bit. Let's talk about
All
this
right,
one
let's take a
Nexonite
break.
set.
Yeah, let's take a break from like the lights and stuff. Let's talk a bit about Lego's own sets and the
Yeah, but
new
those are
Next Night.
boring.
Kind of. This one kind of is.
This is interesting. This is an interesting set. I feel like there's a certain cast member of ours who is going to like those wings a lot.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think she'll detest them, hate them.
No,
burning
I
passion.
feel like Flef will really be attached to the purple wings that could be used for dragon.
Yeah, I think she would like them. Yeah.
yeah.
Here's
This-
my
okay,
problem
this is the
with
set I
this.
was
Purple
waiting
dragon
for.
will hate him though. Nah, she's not it.
This is the
Go
set
on.
you were waiting for?
Yes, because I don't recall us having an Aaron set in the first batch of images we got.
I believe
And-
you would be correct.
Yeah, I have an immediate bias toward green characters and sets, so I was looking forward to seeing this, and
It
It's
does
okay.
look cool. I got no complaints with how the thing looks. It is built from a design standpoint. I'm sure it's got some cool stuff to it, but this set illustrates a problem I have with Nexonites very perfectly. They get so close to having a vehicle be character specific. They've got a few green pieces here. I can look at it and be like, all right, I see they're trying to make it an Aaron vehicle, but it's overwhelmingly blue and orange
It's the
and
orange,
gray,
man. The
and
orange
the green
is
gets drowned out, and it makes it lose personality
yep,
because of
I
that.
agree.
Yeah.
The orange is the big deal.
This is
It's
my
a
issue
big
that I've had with
glowing
Nexo
color.
Knights in general.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the colors. So
Well, I feel like the first wave they did decently well in not letting the extra colors kind of take over all too much. I feel like this, especially now, like the orange motif is like really, really prominent, and this kind of taking away.
Yeah, the orange really takes me away from these sets. I don't really like it all too much.
it builds a feeling of cohesion at the expense of uniqueness and personality, basically.
Yeah.
In Ninjago,
Well, I mean, blue and
people
orange
hate
is
all the
the
vehicles in
Nexo Knights
Ninjago, but
colors,
you
yeah.
can look at any of them and they're unique. Zane had his flying thing in Rebooted. Cole and Jay had their team-up vehicle where the mech could fold up onto the back of Jay's thing, I think it was, his buggy, and combine together. Kai had his jet. They're all different colored. They all have different designs and stuff, and you can see they are the ninjas' vehicles. But in Nexo Knights,
They
the
all got
vehicles
their
kind of-
dragons too.
they blur, all the dragons. In Nexo Knights, all the vehicles blur together, and you could swap one out, and it wouldn't really, with the exception of Lance, because Lance's vehicles are unique because they're based on horses and stuff, and he has his thing where, like, okay, his horse
Yeah.
can turn into a bike, and, like, I can see that that's supposed to be Lance's. But, like, the Aaron Fox Arrow Striker, for instance, from 2016, if I just took that set and swapped out Lance with somebody else, it could be literally anybody else besides Lance. Who could fill that role.
I do kind of like that aspect because the cohesion. Like I can see why people would really like that. Like
what they're going
especially
for.
collecting a whole bunch of these, and you have like a whole arsenal of Nexo Knights vehicles and stuff. And I would
Totally
imagine
true.
that would look cool, kind of like building up your own little fantasy military or something out of these sets. But yeah, I don't know. I personally would have liked more character in each of these sets.
While we're talking about Nexo Knights, I mean, I was browsing the BrickSet page for Nexo Knights to get a picture of that particular set, just to kind of make the point I was trying to make, and I see there was a set that came out in the summer called Axel's Tower Carrier. And apparently there was a version of it released in Toys R Us stores in November 2016 called Axel's Tower Carrier, the Extra Awesome Edition.
What the heck?
And it's a version of the same set with a different box art that actually says Extra Awesome included inside. And the difference is it has the set plus a Nexo Knights poster, a scannable shield, 2 sticker pages, a booklet about Nexo Knights and the app, and a voucher for Legoland.
Okay, guys, listen.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, okay. That's
There's no
that's
extra
kind of cool,
parts,
but
no
I can
nothing?
kind of see the thought process that went into this. Guys,
Yeah.
Axel, his entire thing in the show, it's food. Food's really cool, but it's not connecting with kids. What else works? Awesome! There we go. Let's
Yeah.
leech off of the Lego movie with this one. I'll sell this set.
That's honestly what it was.
But
There's
Lego
no
can't really
information.
leech off of themselves.
They leached off Bionicle for Bionicle G2.
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we
save it
go.
for the other podcast.
I just wanted to mention that 'cause it's
Yeah,
not
you know.
funny, but
That's not leeching, though. That's just...
they leached off the
being,
nostalgia to sell their products. Anyway,
That's something different, though.
I just wanted to bring that up. The Aaron Stone Destroyer looks cool, but
It's
Yeah,
not great.
run-of-the-mill.
Like,
It's great.
they did a much
Nice.
better job with the last one they released with Aaron.
I will agree. So that's basically that.
All right.
Okay,
Real quick, before we move on to the next topic, I do want to try and plug something, because we usually wait until the end to do the plugs, and then we do both of them, and I'm like, you know what, maybe we can try to, do one in the middle. So if you are currently have an opinion on any of these sets, or you want to inject your opinion about anything, you can totally go to the TTV message boards at board.ttvchannel.com. Great community there. It's free to join. You can just kind of go and start discussing immediately. So if you have any issue about what we're saying, or you want to talk with other fans about these sets, you can totally do it there. It's really like, the best place to talk to people that watch our stuff as well. So
Definitely.
okay, let's get into my bread and butter, the thing that I am super excited about. Always superhero sets. Really, I mean, like, they're
Of
like
course.
what I live for on this show.
Like
we
that one
have-
particular set
Yep.
that was really hype.
We have DC and Marvel stuff coming out. Let's talk about the DC one first. For the Lego Batman movie, the Penguin's Arctic Roller was seen, and I think from what the picture that someone took of it, someone bought it somewhere. I don't
haven't
know where.
heard anything about this set until this picture.
Yeah,
It's
what the
the
heck
only
is
thing
this?
I've heard about it. And I'll tell you straight up, it's my favorite Batman set from the wave.
Oh, it is a nice set.
Yeah, they look so good.
I've always complained about the Batman sets because the Batman sets always look the same. There's always like the Bat vehicle, and it's like a slightly modified Batmobile and a slightly modified this and a slightly modified that. Different boat that's black, different helicopter that's black, Bat. Both of them, Bat and black. This is one of the, definitely one of the models that I'm like, this is a unique model, even though it's starring two characters that we've gotten a tons of time before, Penguin and Batman. This is a unique model that is just amazing. I love almost everything about it. It's such a character piece.
Costs.
Money. A lot of
It
it.
oozes personality.
I would say, $40.
No way.
Possibly. $30 to $40.
No, I'm going higher than that. I'm going 50, 60.
I'll go 78.
very well
I'm
might
kidding.
be.
That'd be excessive.
I don't know, man. I feel like 30 or 40 might be it because I don't know. I expect a more expensive set to have more minifigs.
Like, think about it this way, right? $40 got us the Spider-Man tanker truck takedown, which was like
Ah,
There
a
it
bunch
is.
of minifigures. Bye-bye.
I didn't even have to do
There
it
we go.
this time.
It had the set, both the tanker truck and like the little, I don't even know what that was, the airport flag thing, and then like 3 minifigures. And this has none of that. This is just one vehicle, no added frills, nothing, with Batman with the Penguin.
But it's
I
such
could
an elaborate model.
Yeah,
I could
it's
see
big.
it going like I could see it going for maybe 50. You might be right with 50.
I'm
It's one
thinking
of the
50
most
because you gotta
impressive
keep in mind,
non-technical
no matter
cars.
what, it's still a licensed theme.
Yeah, but
Still
so's
Batman.
so's the Avengers.
Yeah, and I'm
So
not
Civil
gonna
War.
lie. How much was the Triple T?
Tanker
I'm pretty
truck
sure it's
takedown was $30.
$5 from
Yeah.
you. 30?
30.
Yeah, that's a $20 set. that extra
Right.
10's a license thing, dude. That is not a
Sure,
$30
but I'm saying that this
model.
is $40, which is like double that.
I'm not
So
saying,
imagine if you took 2 tanker trucks and you mashed them together. And remember, there's 6 minifigures actually no, sorry, that's a $10 difference. But long story short, this has less minifigures, and I feel like the minifigures are what cost a lot in terms of licensing because you have to pay for them. Then the licensing fees, I would assume, per having a character in the thing.
I don't know.
So there's only 2
I
in
don't
this
think
one.
so, but we don't really know.
I'm gonna
This
say
is all
$40.
speculation.
Fair
I
enough.
would like it to be
I'm gonna sit on 50.
This set looks.
You might
gonna
be
set
right.
on
I'm not
40.
gonna argue.
This set is the
per se.
most
We'll see.
Well, I don't know. There have been a lot of cool vehicles in Lego, but very rarely when I see a vehicle nowadays do I go like, I have to get that. Usually it's with the minifigures or if there's a cool location set. The vehicles tend to blend together,
Mhm.
Right.
especially villain vehicles. But this wave so far, Killer Croc's epic truck, the Joker's lowrider, the
Joker's
Penguin
lowrider
Arctic
is
roller.
amazing.
They're actually making vehicles that make me want to buy them. And that
It's funny because,
deserves
like,
a
they
lot
took-
of credit.
What they basically did, they took the character and said, what kind of vehicle should we make iconic for this character? And it's perfect. The Joker's, lowrider, perfect for that type of character they're doing for the movie. It's a great build. I'm definitely buying that set. And I'm honestly going to probably buy this one too if I can afford however much it's going to be, $40 or $50. There's one thing that I think about this set. And Eljay, you brought this up too. We already have the Penguin coming in the set.
Yeah.
We already have the Penguin coming in the Batcave. And so to me, there are 2 options here. One
Store exclusive.
is a store exclusive. What?
He's
No, I'm saying
making a funny comment in a way.
Oh, okay.
I
this
think
will
a funny
very
comment. It could
likely be a
seriously
store
be a
exclusive. It's a possibility.
because
It's
store
figure.
exclusives tend to not have all that much new in them. They're just alternate models. and
Well, I mean,
whatnot.
all right. I would really have liked, you could turn this vehicle into something that, Black Mask would drive. Very simply. I feel like the things that make it the penguins, like the fish on the side, that's the worst part of this model. I'm probably not going to have the fish on if I buy this. The fish and,
I like
the
the
red.
penguin thing on the front.
The penguin thing on the front is pretty cool, but that's real, and the license plate and stuff. But really, you could have made this, and I feel like Black Mask is the perfect character to insert here if you want to do a different character that's not the Penguin.
Listen,
'Cause
due
he
to
is a
the
mobster,
skull
he is
mask,
like a
I would
thing.
have totally preferred that in this car. I'd be all up on that stuff.
Oh man, it'd be
You,
pretty great.
dude,
Or-
you know it.
just have anyone else attack the Batcave. I don't. If you're gonna have the Penguin have his own set, that's great. But like,
we'd lose out on the duck thing if we didn't have the Penguin in that set.
I'm sure that we would find some way. We'd find some way to cope. But I mean, really, that's my whole thing of this model.
I agree.
You guys, what do you guys think?
We've been talking about it for weeks, and Elders mentioned how like there's the two characters that were omitted, Scarecrow and Two-Face, and we have another set for the Penguin. It's like
I have a feeling this set is going to become the next Tanker Truck takedown in terms of how often we bring it up.
It's the only set so far
Maybe.
I'm considering getting that I really want to get. So yeah,
The Penguin's Arctic.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Let me ask you guys this, because some of the you guys know like some other Batman villains, right? If you had to design or say like iconic vehicles for them, what would you guys do? Because it seems to be what they're doing right now. Joker's the lowrider, the Penguin has. I honestly don't even know what this type of vehicle is called, but.
I want a racer to have a jet where the front of the jet is like a pencil tip and then the back turbine is like an eraser. And it can fold out to like spread out and have the pencil points like stick out to like write stuff in the sky and do stuff. I think that could work wonders.
Anyone else? That's not Meso? There's a reason why we don't look for Lego, and that is exactly it.
I think Batman could drive like a big bat, Like, the Scuttler. That was
let's move on.
Everyone's okay. Fine, never mind. I thought it was like, let's check out the discussion.
Have a raft to like swim across the ocean. That's just one giant
calendar man should just have like a giant calendar that
like the magic carpet from Aladdin. He just rides a calendar.
Like a giant calendar.
You approach girls and be like, "Hey, do you want to go
guess what
on
day
a
is
date?"
it?
Link.
Go on a date. Wow.
Wow. Guess what day is it? Judgment Day. You're gonna die.
Alright.
Let's move on to what we really want to talk about.
No, I regret bringing this up. Let's get that happen.
The calendar into Batman. Batman dies, explodes, etc., etc. Calendar Man hosts Batman's
Why are we letting
funeral.
him talk?
I don't know. Hey, speaking of DC, let's talk about the better cinematic universe.
Wow.
Saved from
the better
no
cinematic.
regrets.
The better cinematic universe with Red Hulk and Red She-Hulk.
Well, I mean, there is the Hulk's already around. Thunderbolt Ross is back. We don't know. There might be a Red Hulk in the future. We don't 100% know that.
So,
will it happen? Probably not. But
I'm almost certain we've talked about the Hulk versus Red Hulk set before.
We have.
Oh, yeah.
The long story short, if you want the summed up version, because I don't remember exactly which episode that was, Red Hulk's cool, Hulk is fine, She-Hulk and Red She-Hulk, they're fine too. The vehicles are what they are, they don't really need them because they're Hulks, all four of them, big suck.
This should have been one of
That's
those
basically a very nice abridged conversation.
It should have been a set piece type of set.
It's just can you imagine you're the strongest, angriest things alive that can that travel just by jumping, and you're like, you know what, I need a truck, to prevent me from
you know what that's called?
Rolling on the desert.
Do you know what they call that? The last couple of Fast and Furious movies.
Wow. Okay.
So
let's talk about the one that's let's talk about the first one, Captain America Jet Pursuit, which is the weaker of the two, I would say.
I would agree.
I'll agree.
And man, this gets me. This gets me so much because they almost had it right. They almost did. A lot of people, when they first saw, rumors are going around about the set, and they thought it would feature the Falcon Captain America, which I thought was a great idea. It's a costume that's iconic now. Falcon is Captain America in the comics. Falcon and Miss Marvel have been working closely together as part of the New Avengers up before they split and became the champions. The kids all quit the Avengers, basically. Spider-Man, the Miles Morales, the new Nova, and Miss Marvel all quit, and they formed their own team called the Champions with Amadeus Cho, the Hulk, and also the Kid Vision. Not Vision, but his daughter, which he made as part of his family. And then also, there's one other character I'm forgetting. Kid Cyclops. So they took Cyclops. Cyclops is a villain now, and they got Teen Cyclops back in time. They brought him here to show him that he would become a villain, and now he's going around doing stuff. Comics are weird. Just so you guys are all up to date, this is what's going on in the Marvel Universe. There's a Champions. And right now, I was assuming that this would be the Falcon Captain America. It seemed like an easy deal. Instead, we get the freaking Super Adaptoid.
Who that?
wanted
I feel
Super
like the
Adaptoid?
answer's obvious, but like, just explain it.
It's a robot that can copy the Avengers' powers. Prior to Secret Wars, they all evolved and became these things called map makers. They didn't go around finding romantic pairings for people. They went around the multiverse. Yeah. And so they've been doing their own thing, going around doing whatever. Now we get the set that's Captain America's Jet Pursuit. And I'm like, okay, cool. Falcon, Captain America. No. And we also get like Captain America in a World War II kind of outfit thing.
It's
a pilot interesting
outfit.
little get
So
up.
here are my issues with this set.
Go for it.
First of all, I agree. Super Adaptoid, really weird. What they should have done is made that Falcon and then made the aircraft, the plane thing, a villain. Because you gotta have a conflict in a box and it looks like Super Adaptoid's fighting Cap. Make it, reverse that. Second of all, Miss Marvel bothers me greatly because of the arms.
I actually completely disagree.
I understand why they did that.
The only reason I'm buying the set.
I don't know anything about this new Miss Marvel. I just really wish we had maybe even another torso assembly with normal arms.
Well, the thing with Miss Marvel is that
I believe she includes normal arms.
Yeah, I know why you think that because of the box art, but
yeah,
I don't think so. What a lot of people assume is that it's one long two-piece, and you can like kind of flex it in and out. Like, what's a good way of putting it? It just goes in and out of the torso.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but I mean, she does have a normal hand on the box art, so.
I mean, it's also stretched out. How many minifigures do you see with stretched out arms?
Not many.
There you go.
I'm still saying the tube is a thing. I'm just saying they may include regular hand pieces as well.
Possibly.
To interchange.
Well, the hands aren't my issue. It's the arms. I just wish she had normal arms.
I get you.
But I understand that's probably part of her power, and I know why you like it, Kahi. Go ahead and explain.
Yeah. Well, I like it because it opens up the possibility to creating
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic. Finally, we can have like a thing that actually kind of looks like him, instead of, just having the Fantastic Four sets never be made. Fun fact, Fantastic Four have never been in a Lego set, and that bothers me so much. Like, even the X-Men.
You can get the bootlegs.
Oh man, it's like even the X-Men get Marvel sets, and they don't get them a lot, and it's because of the Fox thing, and sure, I get that. But X-Men characters have appeared. They've appeared in like previous sets beforehand, and we've never gotten a Fantastic Four set. I would love to get a Fantastic Four, like the Fantastic Car, which is perfect for a Lego set. It's small. Listen, I'm gonna link you to Fantastic Car.
That is what it's called.
No.
Yeah, no, they
Comics. Why?
Comics are pretty interesting, but here I'm gonna show you the Fantastic Car.
All right.
This is pure like kind of pure old comic stuff.
Fair enough.
Look at this.
I'm looking.
Ready? You ready?
I'm ready. Totally ready.
And there's another one
Just
that's
why?
like the simpler version, and in my opinion, the more iconic version, because that one still kind of looks like a ship. They literally just had like a flying bathtub at one point. Like, here, that used to be the Fantastic Car, which is just like a rounded, like Luke's land speeder, just like round all the way around. Not round all the way around, round on both ends. Round all the way around.
Show them the movie version.
Oh, the movie version. Oh boy. Let me see if I can find that somewhere. Man, I haven't seen that movie in ages, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right?
Man, I honestly don't know which one
is cut. I guess the moral
Anyhow, long story short, Fantastic
stuff.
Car. Yeah, Fantastic is like a great place to have a little set from, and I'm really upset that they do not at any point seem to be wanting to make a set based around him. But I do like Miss Marvel a lot. Miss Marvel is one of the best new characters coming out of the all new, all different wave. She is she's a character that kind of stands, I feel, on her own more, even though she takes the Miss Marvel name. She's like kind of more of her own thing. And I'm really happy to see her in minifigure form finally. Now that we got Miles Morales, we got her. We just need to have Kid Nova. Wait, did we have Nova actually?
I think so.
Did we have Nova?
We did.
I forget if
we had the cartoon Nova with the Daily Bugle set.
Ultimate, right? But was it Richard Rider or was it Sam Alexander?
Let me look.
Was it ever said, or was it just Nova?
People are.
All right,
Lego Nova. I'm a
Yeah,
genius.
see who it is. Go for it. See who it is, and if it is Sam Alexander, then we do have the original champions. The trinity of the kids right now, basically.
Okay, let me see. Nova, Sam Alexander.
Yeah, okay, then we do have it. With Miss Marvel, we do have the original 3 champions. Which is the thing about, like, a lot of the comics nowadays, they don't focus on kids anymore. You know, like, everyone's kind of like an adult or like a young adult. All the kids that used to be kids grew up like Peter Parker. And so it is kind of like the X-Men too. The X-Men were teenagers when they were first around, and now they're like all adults, and they have the weird time children that, like, they have kids and they come from the future, and you're like, hey, mom and dad, you wrecked the world and I'm here to make it better, and all that stuff. So it is cool that we're going back to, like, hey, these are teenagers and they're also superheroes, and that's kind of a thing that's happening.
Totally true.
But let's move on from Jet Pursuit, unless any of you have anything to say about this.
Not really.
Man,
opinions.
I actually
Let's
wanted to
talk.
go in and talk about the Lola
I
set.
really want to talk about Iron Man Detroit Steel Strike, which
This
is
set is the only
Boy.
set in recent memory, both Bionicle and system-based, that when I first saw it, I said, I'm getting it. There's no question in my mind.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
getting
cool.
no question.
Oh yeah, can we talk about the little the projectiles that
Oh,
Iron
yes,
Man
new
has
mold.
now?
We do have a new
Yeah,
How
base.
about that?
That's cool.
We do have new, like, repulsor ray.
And apparently it actually shoots out. There's a power blast function.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that'll get
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that I'm not going to be, like, attaching that to my thing anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about the first thing. Let's talk about the Detroit Steel first, because I feel like I don't know how their opinions are about
I don't
the
know
thing,
who
but I feel
that
like Detroit
is,
Steel.
other than he's from
a character.
Detroit, I guess.
it's Justin
Yeah, he's-
Hammer. Isn't Detroit Steel the mech and Justin Hammer's piloting it?
Well, Detroit Steel has seen different incarnations, but I believe you are right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't think we ever got Iron Man 2 sets, so
Nope.
this at least
Nope.
gives us one of our villains from that film.
Totally true. He's cool. Like, as a mech, it looked very solid. As a Construction fan, exclusive recolors, the dark red Star Wars armor add-on piece. And in general, it just looks like a well-built mech. It's not the star of the set.
So, looking at it again, it is built by Hammer Industries, but it is not, in the comics, it was not always piloted, by Justin Hammer. There was Lieutenant Doug Johnson, apparently was the first pilot of the prototype unit. But, like, it's funny too, because, Hammer Industries is now run by Justine Hammer, who is the daughter of Justin Hammer.
Oh my
I know,
gosh.
just go with
Stupid.
Wow.
it. Just go. Listen, it's comics. You know, that's how it is. But yeah, basically Detroit Steel is just kind of a anti-Iron. It's a never guy in an iron suit, basically. That's all Iron Man's
honestly
enemies.
speaking, you take that saw piece off, you take that leave the Gatling gun, and then you take those weird top wing things off and color it all silver. This would make for a great Ironmonger.
True.
Would.
Possibly,
It really
yeah.
would.
Totally true.
And I mean, like, I do prefer that is Detroit Steel because we've had, like, you know, kind of different mechs beforehand, and I feel like the different colors are what really sells
Yeah,
this.
the colors are really
Especially-
selling me for this.
Especially, finally, Metro Red armor, whatever you call it,
Armor
armor add-ons, armor platings. That is something that, me personally, as someone who has a construction mock that has Metro Red, I am beyond happy that exists
Yep.
now. I
You
am
finally
gonna
got
get this set.
two in both kinds. You have the armor shells and then the add-ons. It works out
And I
well.
also get the some more white shells too, because white shells are always in
True enough.
demand for me. So
The
Now-
mech could make it whatever. It could not be included, and I'd still buy the set.
Yes,
Well,
because
okay,
let's talk.
because Lola,
Phil
we
Coulson
finally
and
get
Lola.
Phil Coulson and Lola. Finally, Phil Coulson first appearance in the Lego set. A fan favorite character, especially if you watch Agents of Shield.
I'm
he has-
so
screw
happy.
him.
I'm
As
so
far as-
happy.
As far as
I
I'm
don't know,
aware,
like-
Lola is like a TV show thing, isn't he?
That
Isn't it?
became in the comics. Yes, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's a comics thing.
yeah,
okay.
no, they
I believe
imported.
it was initially in the show, and then they imported it into the comics because
Yeah,
it was well
yeah.
received.
Okay. So
yes,
basically, like Phil Coulson.
exactly.
Phil Coulson. I mean,
hate him.
actually, the entirety of the Agents of Shield cast is in the comics.
Yep.
There is a recent one
I
where
know Phil Coulson eventually ended up in the comics, but
Yeah,
the whole
but
crew
I
is
mean,
there too. They had
yeah,
a
the whole crew.
series.
There's an Agents of Shield comic now that takes place within the universe. I feel like there is an instance with Miss Marvel, and she had a thing with Gemma Simmons, and so they had a back and forth in one of the issues of her comic recently. And I thought that was really cool. That was a Yeah, I like
This set
having
is-
these
is
characters
absolutely
go back and
fantastic.
forth.
The car, they nailed
Oh,
it. The way the
man,
wheels
they
can
nailed
transform.
the car.
Perfect.
Okay.
The car is beautiful.
Got a little bit of
It
a
is
concern.
gorgeous. Okay.
Two
I
of
have
them.
two
First of all,
concerns. Me too.
I bet we're
Let's
thinking
see
of the
this.
same too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say one, you'll say one. First of all, with the car, the back is gonna look bad. I'm calling it.
Okay, I was
because-
gonna say that.
Gears on the gear, it's an axle that goes all the way through the underneath of the car, and I
Oh,
see
yeah.
gears in the back.
You're
You're
totally
either
right.
gonna have to turn those wheels independently, or there's gonna be a singular gear that's just gonna stick out on the back.
You are totally right. And there's also yellow, which I am noticing. But my complaint was on the back, the wheel switch works perfectly fine, but on the front, open axle hole.
Oh,
just
yeah.
sticks out.
I'm
yeah,
not-
I know,
yeah.
right?
No,
That's
I'm with
gross.
you.
They
I
could
don't
have
know.
used a
I don't
different
know
part,
why.
and I know exactly which one.
Yeah.
right?
Possibly. I mean, we don't know how the set's built. It might have something to do with the function, or like keep the wheels from
Maybe.
falling in and out.
I
But
suppose that's true.
we can modify the set once we get it, because I am gonna get it. This is the one I feel is gonna be like the Tinker Takedown replacement.
Another 5.
Honestly, though.
I'm
You're up to
getting
10.
it.
I feel like-
I don't normally
Nah.
buy Lego sets. I'm getting this one late.
Yeah, exactly. It's the
Totally.
one we're all buying. It's the one
Yeah.
that we're gonna be talking about for a while.
Okay, yeah, no.
The
you're-
one thing
you're
I will
probably
say,
right.
if I
Go
had
on.
to say a complaint, as much as I love that Phil Coulson has a minifigure, too much hair. The hair, like,
Agreed.
it doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't
yeah,
look
no,
like
I'm with
him.
you.
It doesn't look like Clark Gregg. The hair is like, it's too huge. You know, like it doesn't
Yeah, it's
immediately
way too
evoke
thick.
that look.
Yeah, like I mean, Phil Coulson has a pretty big forehead. You know, let's
Yeah,
not
he
like
does.
dance around this.
It's his iconic
Phil
look.
Coulson's forehead's pretty big. You know, and it's like that's a part of his character. Phil Coulson's one of those characters that like it's literally what's the actor's name?
Clark Gregg. Message just
Clark
said.
Gregg. It's literally that guy. Like Phil Coulson doesn't have a thing. It's just kind of like he showed. Like they're like, hey, do you want a bit role in this movie? And they just kept adding him to more movies. you
Yeah.
know?
Now, obviously, it's unrealistic for them to make a whole new headpiece like, just to accommodate hairpiece just for that one
Well,
character.
I mean,
but
like they're doing it for Star Wars.
Man,
probably
he really
good.
Let's be
does
real.
have a big forehead. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, look at that. Look at
That
that
is a
forehead, man.
5 head and a half.
You can just play something like you can use that as a projector screen, really, on that forehead.
Wow.
No offense, Clark Gregg. Love you. Saw you at Comic Con. You're an amazing actor.
Yeah, he's gonna listen to
that's
this.
Yeah, sure. I know.
Yeah, he's gonna like
Um,
send out like a Snapchat or an Instagram
I
saying,
am
"Can you
kinda
believe
like-
these guys?"
I do wish that I don't know how much the set costs. I do wish we could have gotten a Daisy Johnson minifigure
me too.
as well.
Hey,
Kind of
do
like-
time.
because
This
Good
is the
character in
closest we're
comics.
ever gonna get to Agents
Ah.
of Shield.
We kind of
Really-
haven't mentioned it yet, but Iron Man has a new head mold.
Okay,
Helmet.
I was about to
Helmet.
talk about this. I want to talk about this. I was saving it for last because this is actually for me a
No, we
huge
mentioned
contributor
this
to
before.
why I'm going to buy this.
I'm gonna be
Man-
that guy before you even say it. Just like get under your skin, even though I'm being genuine. I think it looks pretty terrible.
What?
Iron Man. Okay, Iron Man has the all new, all different armor.
That's for sure. All
Yes.
different.
Well, I mean, it's the newest armor that's come out since Secret Wars. This armor in particular has all of the other armors combined within it. It's like a modular thing. So I'm gonna link you
That's
some
cool.
art of the new Iron
Oh,
Man armor.
But
Did not know that.
before you continue, the other issue I had with this set: look at the mech's hips.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's not going to be able to extend his legs out pretty much at all.
Doesn't bother me that much, but it is definitely a thing. You're right.
It's an
kinda
issue with the
wonky.
set.
It's a little weird. Think
Yeah,
about the
no,
Iron Man helmet.
I
that
really like
perturbs
the
me.
Iron Man helmet.
The reason I don't like it sounds stupid, and it's not like it's not a thing because the art you're showing is actually accurate. It's an accurate interpretation. It has no mouth.
I know that's
It perturbs
intentional.
me.
That is very intentional. Like, that's actually a thing in the comic itself. Like within Iron Man, he will fly past people and be like, "Man, I don't know. I liked him better with the mouth. I feel like he feels more
That's
impersonal without
funny.
the mouth."
All right.
And so, like, yeah, they're very aware of that. That being said, I do love the design of this armor. I feel like it's the first real update we've had to Iron Man's look in
Right.
decades, really. Everything else has just been like, oh, hey, what if we took Iron Man's costume and just made it a different color? That's basically the different, the biggest thing
Or let's
that's
add a
come
little
out.
bit more, like,
Yeah, just
blading
like
or
stuff to
something.
it.
Just
Yeah,
make
let's,
it more
like-
detail.
Even the Superior Iron Man, which is one of my favorite suits story-wise, but is not very, kind of, new in terms of design. It's just a white Iron Man suit.
Right.
The real standouts have been like the Silver Centurion, the Hulkbuster, the original suits, like the really bulky gray one, and then and then the classic red and gold one has been there since forever. This is the first real update to Iron Man that I feel has come out in recent memory, and I'm really glad Lego is turning it into a minifigure. It's actually one of my favorite things about this, because we're getting a new Iron Man head. We've never had an Iron Man head really be different.
Not gonna lie, I really do prefer this over the big bulbous one that we've been having for a while.
Yeah.
Right. It does feel
there
more
is
like
another one
down.
that we got pretty recently with the juniors sets.
That's true.
That definitely harkens back way back to the original look. I'll get a picture of that real quick.
Yeah, the original Shellhead.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's funny because people used to call him Shellhead. That was like a nickname for Iron Man. Like they called Spider-Man Webhead, they would call Iron Man Shellhead because his head did look like a shell back then. It was a very roundish, bulbous thing, and now it has more of a human face-like appearance. But with the design, everything, all said and done, I am so looking forward to this set. I'm so glad to have this armor.
At first, I thought it looked weird without the mouth. Seeing the concept art, I get the vision they're going for, and it was interpreted about as well as it could have been.
Yeah,
so
in terms of Lego, it's about it.
Due. And going back to look at pictures of the recent Iron Man, because I haven't actually bought a set that has the modern era Iron Man, flip up helmet in it. It does look pretty weird. Not gonna lie.
I was never a huge fan of that.
It's way too huge.
I got used to it over time, but yeah.
Yeah. This one definitely looks like it's a bit more proportionate.
Now that I think about it, is that the same piece?
What you mean?
Same piece? No.
You sure?
Well, let me look at it again.
Well, technically it is, because this set hasn't come out yet. This is still a 2017 set.
That's another set I'm gonna buy. Just
this one is. I am going to buy it because it's cheap.
Car is such a funny looking thing, but it's so awesome.
It'll be a cheap set. That's really cool. I feel like the helmet. I'm looking at both of them.
It kind of looks like the same piece, just different printing, because this piece is used 3 times over 2 sets.
Oh man, it has that armor in gold and Thanos. That's perfect. I'm totally getting this.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not gonna rule it out. I feel like the slope of the face is different, and that's why it looks different to me. Looking
it might just
at
be
the
a different
photos.
angle, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So
might be right.
I don't know. Both of them are coming out next year. This is not out yet, so it's actually still very viable.
These now, in that case, this new one flip up. I don't think it flips up.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it, at least, because that's printing. It looks like printing.
Yeah, exactly. So
fine by me.
I'm okay with that. As long as we'll get a Tony Stark head underneath. So I really don't have any opposition to.
More importantly, we're gonna get Tony Stark hair too.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, I think we've had that before. I think we actually have a Tony Stark minifigure just in his normal.
We have. It was I think an Iron Man 3 set.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, Iron Man 3.
Oh, the Mark 42 is a really cool armor that's not in the comics at all, and I'm glad we got it in Lego form, but that is possibly the best recolor I feel that's been in recent memory. I'm so upset they ditched the Mark 42 in Age of Ultron.
I will
onwards.
agree. I'm looking at these pictures, comparing these helmets. I'll add my vote to they're the same piece thing. It's looking that way.
No, it might be. I think
I've got Meso's support here.
In which case, that's even absolute certainty. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to me that they have alternative prints for that new thing. I like that.
All right.
Okay.
There you go. That was our Marvel discussion. And I believe we have one last thing. That's all the new sets, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's all the new stuff. But
yeah, all the new stuff that's come out that we wanted to talk about. One thing I do want to touch on real quick. There is, it's been around for, the open beta's been around since, the 1st of November. But I was reminded again of, Bricklink's, software developing stuff. And apparently they've been working on a alternate LDD for a while called,
Stud.io. It's like Studio.
I've said Stud.io because I feel like that's what they're going for, and not but it's Studio with the dot between the IO and
Yeah.
a lot of new companies
man.
nowadays use the .io address. Or companies or games, small startup websites. Agario was a huge one.
Yeah.
And
okay,
so
it's not currently I don't think it's in an open beta. I think it's an
It's not an open
invitation-only
beta.
beta.
It is. You do have to sign up for it, and you
Dude,
can
I'm
get like a
so
download for
pumped.
it.
That's gonna
I
be
may
great.
do that.
But it is apparently a software that's supposed to replicate everything LDD did, and also add a lot of new features.
The main thing that I thought
including
was
the
cool
feature
from
to
reading-
shop for the parts that you
I
actually
was
use
about to
with
say,
it.
It's incredible. It works out so well.
Yeah, it's
Like-
great. That's
Exactly.
the one thing I've missed about LDD for a while, because they did used to have that.
Yep.
And then they freaking cut it out. Because
They mentioned that they let you build in any color you want, just like an LDD extended with any piece. They just have a note next to the colors saying those are unavailable.
Which
and
is really
colors
great,
that
which is
are
that-
available. You can buy them, and that's incredibly
That's
cool.
awesome.
That is
dude.
so
Oh my
great. In
gosh.
LDD extended mode, that was the worst because you cannot get, like, you could go in an extended mode, but it wouldn't say, oh, I'm sorry, this piece doesn't actually exist in this color.
Yeah.
This one you can, and you can buy all the parts. Another thing that I really like about it is that it comes with its own renderer. It has built-in rendering with Pavre. Now, it's not
Yes.
like 100%, like, it's not superior render quality, but it's a pretty good render. Here, I'm going to link a image that, BrickSet, I'm sorry. BrickSet did a review and they posted this image of a demo thing that they did. And that's one of the demo renders that you can get, from this, using Studio.
I'm reading this article, and they
By the
talk.
way, yeah, if you do want to have a review, there's a very good review up on BrickSet that you can read about the software. And there's also a link to sign up for the beta.
It is really interesting, and I don't want to put the bug in anyone's ear about it. But they're talking about the legal side of things. The
I
individual
wanted
that
to
did this
get into that.
Yes. Okay. Hugh did a very good job on this article and looking into the fine print. And Kahi, I'll let you discuss this. This is your
Okay.
ballpark.
Right. This is kind of my forte when it comes to legal stuff. Now, this is a very interesting, legal document. The idea is that, like, they, through this terms of service with this site, by uploading the content to the site to Bricklink, they grant Bricklink an irrevocable, perpetual, worldwide, royalty-free, non-exclusive, and sub-licensable right to use the uploaded content in any manner as Bricklink deems appropriate. Which means basically that Bricklink kind of that doesn't necessarily own your model, but you forfeit the rights to own the model, and you grant a royalty-free license to Bricklink to use it for whatever they want. And so, possibly, the guy who writes this article, says that one of the potential consequences of this could be that you might not be able to upload your work to LEGO Ideas, as the design would not be exclusively yours to hand over to LEGO because it's partially owned by Bricklink. Now, they contacted the people, that were in charge of this, Marvin Park at Bricklink, replied that they did not, the wording is worded heavily to give them the biggest uses. I think what they are thinking about going forward with this is like, hey, if we want to use a model and be like, this was made in, Studio,
Right,
they can take
just
that
to-
model
for
and
promotion.
for promotion purposes, right? And they wanted to cover their own butts when it comes to legal stuff. That's generally whenever something overreaching happens ever in social media. If you look at Instagram or say we own all your photos or whatever, that is not because they want to own everything you upload to them. They just want to be able to cover their legal right in case they use something of yours for promotion. They can say, hey, you said that we could use it for promotion. It was in the terms of agreements, that kind of thing. They said that they're going to rewrite this, by the time the software does go public. It does not distinguish between different user scenarios. They do not intend to share the content unless the user decides to share that with the public. So their thing is like, we don't own, if you build something in private, we don't own that. We only want to cover stuff that's been released to the public.
And I can understand promotional here. Also, I made a bit of an error earlier. Hugh did not write this.
Yeah.
I was actually somebody else by the name of Martinj, Martijan, a member
Right.
of
Hugh does
LCC
contact
Builders.
people in the article. He reaches out to people for a clarification on
Yes.
the legal terms.
But the individual that did write this did a fantastic job. So credit where credit is due.
Right.
Continue.
Very in-depth review, very in-depth, look at the terms of service as well. And again, like, this will be a thing where it will only apply when people want to share the creation of other Bricklink users. I totally get people would be kind of wary about that. They'd be like, well, that you want to be able to have the rights to your own model. And sometimes, in the article, they list that Chinese bootleggers have stolen models from other markets before and turned that into the sets that they've then sold and did whatever with. So it is something that like you do want to be aware of. That being said, we also do a lot of legal stuff on our end that just has to happen. A lot of people don't understand the legality of something when it comes to like, a lot of times we will talk, about stuff that happens on the boards. So we need to make sure that legally we can't be sued for talking about someone else's creation. If they post it on their boards, we can use it in videos.
Yes. Fun fact, if you post it on the boards, we have the right to use it in a video.
Right, exactly. And we do
in our terms of service.
Now,
read that.
That being said, we don't own any of the content that you put up on the boards. That's not what we're trying to say here. But that being said, you cannot sue our channel for using your content without your permission or paying you or that kind of thing, because it's posted on our own social platform. We do reserve the rights to use it for our own endeavors when it comes to different things. And this is just so like, we mention a cool creation, that guy can turn around and be like, hey, you guys use my thing in video, you now owe me $500,000 or something. It's like, whoa. That's something that we've used to cover our own end. So don't be too wary, basically, of the terms of service. It is something to be aware of. It's not something that I don't think they'll ever use against you. That won't be a thing where they're trying to steal your stuff or anything. That's not what they're trying to do.
The people who run BrickLink, I have to say, are incredibly reputable. They're fantastic individuals, and BrickLink is an outstanding
amazing
service.
site.
I've never had any issues, and I used it just this week.
I am
phenomenal.
I'm very glad that they've decided to also update a lot of things going around with their site. They've updated the entire look and layout of the site, which has been stuck in like a 2002 mode for like a little too long. And I'm glad that they've completely revamped everything about that site. It looks modern. It looks, it's easier to use.
It's very nice.
And the fact that there's someone behind the scenes at BrickLink who is thinking forwardly. They've launched other projects in the past. You can buy people's mocks on Mock Shop, I think, and there's another thing called Kuso Brick that they've launched beforehand. I'm really excited there's someone out there behind a Lego website that's being innovative with what they're doing. They're not just sitting down and not like just, doing nothing with the BrickLink platform. They are actively going out and creating new ways and better ways for the community to interact and build and do things with what they have. So kudos to you guys. Really appreciate what you guys are doing.
Can confirm.
Hope to use this in the future. Can confirm.
Okay, I think we're done here.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's enough.
That's about it. Speaking of also things that are also neat, our Patreon, patreon.com/the TTV channel. You can donate to us, get this podcast and the TTV podcast at minimum 24 hours earlier, if not 48 hours, or however soon we get done with the editing on the audio. We really need your guys' help. We appreciate every single one of you guys who've been donating to us on that platform. It enables us to do the content that we really want to do and you guys seem to enjoy listening to. So stay tuned for more stuff coming from the Patreon, coming from this channel. And, just enjoy what we have for now. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We will have more episodes coming soon every week, releasing on Friday, and the TTV podcast releasing on
Saturday. Live.
Oh, is it on Saturday? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stop spreading misinformation.
Merry
I'm
Christmas,
sorry. It's
everyone.
TTV. You have to do it at some point.
Merry
You got to
Christmas.
do it. It's part of the ritual.
It's not Christmas yet.
Yeah, but it's December. The month of Christmas.
Out with the
December
12
doesn't mean
days
it's
of Christmas.
Christmas.
It's the 25 days of Christmas. Anyway, bye.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. It's going to be a great month.
I'm glad we're able to do Christmas music now. I made sure we're not playing any Christmas music. I put my foot down. No Christmas music until the day after Thanksgiving. And Christmas music as much as you want until the 25th. 26th, you're done.
Vin, can
But
you
I
make
love
us a
Christmas.
Christmas music
Love
remix
Christmas.
for our podcast outro?
Oh, I'd love that.
I
Bells
wish-
jingling. That'd be great.
But I mean, listen, Christmas music, it's so much fun. I'm just glad that Purple is such a big Christmas fan. Like, Christmas music especially. It is her favorite genre.
Okay,
I know,
all right. We're gonna wrap this
I'm
episode
happy.
up.
great.
It makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Thanks for getting
Amazing
the Christmas
reason.
spirit with us. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Meso.
I'm LJ.
I'm Venathan.
Nice try. And this was the BrickFeed podcast. Catch you guys later.
Adios.
Bye, guys.